What's up, Twitter world? What's in the box? This is the White OJ, Paleface Killer Well. Welcome to the Austin Ingels movie show. I am your host, Austin Ingels, and this is produced by Radu.
What's up, y'all?
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. A little housekeeping up top, of course, plugs. Every Thursday and Sunday, catch me at the Speakeasy in Austin at 8 p.m. after South by Southwest, of course. And then every Friday and Saturday after South by Southwest, we're going to be at Crazy Conchas. That's right, baby. We're doing it 4 nights a week. We're back to it. This Friday, 3/14 Pi Day, you can catch me at Crazy Conchas and Luster Pearl. Oh, my God. Luster Pearl on the south side. Shout out to Mike Hale. He runs a great open mic, so I'm excited to see what the show does. It'll be an interesting night. I love it when I have two shows. Current event joke. Casey Anthony is on TikTok. I wonder what her dances will be. I wish she'd do porn, but I'm into mother-daughter stuff.
This is where I put the applause.
No, you don't have to do that. People are already at home giving me a standing ovation for that joke, probably. Okay. Radu.
What's good, buddy?
As you know, we're doing the movie Se7en, and I like to ask up front, have you seen the flick?
I have not seen this movie, I don't think.
And for those of you at home that are just as offended as I am for that, we'll pick one of the 7 deadly sins to commit to Radu.
Okay, that's clever. That's clever.
Did you like that?
Yeah, is that so? The movie's about the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, let me fucking go over it. All right, chill. All right, we're not there yet. We got a fucking section. Like, calm down, AI. No, right. That's my initials too.
Dang.
How come you never said anything about that?
I'm just learning these things, man. I'm just learning these things today.
That's my fucking dog over there, all right? That's a legend, all right? That's a young legend. This movie, you're good? No, you're good. Chief Lungs over there. Yeah, we're doing the movie Se7en. One of my favorite movies. This movie came out in the year 1995. Yep, 30 years ago. 30 years of Se7en, folks. Summary of the movie: when retiring police detective William Somerset, played by Morgan Freeman, tackles a final case with the aid of newly transferred David Mills, the gorgeous Brad Pitt, they discover a number of elaborate and grisly murders. They soon realize they're dealing with a serial killer, John Doe, who is targeting people he thinks represent one of the 7 deadly sins. Somerset also befriends Mills' wife, Tracy, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, who is pregnant and afraid to raise her child in the crime-riddled city. That's right, folks. A killer is killing people based on the 7 deadly sins, which are pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. 7 deadly sins.
Which is your favorite sin?
What's my favorite sin?
Yeah.
Probably. Damn, they're all. I feel like I could.
They're all fire.
Yeah, they're all fire. Probably gluttony.
Okay.
Or lust.
I see my boy Big Back over here.
Yeah.
I was looking for the Big Back joke.
Or loss. Yeah, you were waiting to get teed up, alley-ooped. You're waiting for that alley-oop.
Free throw contest today.
Is it today?
Mm-hmm.
What time?
I don't know.
Is it the $1,000 one?
It's the one at the Conchas.
Yeah, I need to go do that because
my
I'll win that quick K real quick. Fuck you mean? Do you think that's like a conflict of interest if I work there?
Nah, you're off.
That's true, I am. Okay, back to Se7en. I think this is the most fucked up mainstream movie that is so rewatchable. That is also in the thriller category. You could even call this movie a horror, and I wouldn't be upset with you. I'd just call you a little sissy. But this is one of the most fucked up mainstream movies easily. And even though this was voted the 8th scariest film of all time by Entertainment Weekly, I don't think it's a straight up horror movie. I would lean towards thriller, but do what you will with that. You know, you can call it whatever. It's a spooky movie, especially if you scare easy or don't like serial killer shit, which, this set the tone for true crime. We'll talk about that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. What are you looking up over there?
I'm just trying to read the Wikipedia.
I'm your Wikipedia today, bitch. All right, I shouldn't have got that mean right off rip. The impact of this movie, it put David Fincher on the map and absolutely elevated Brad Pitt. This was their first of many collabs. And any thriller made after this movie, it definitely took from this is such an influential movie. The Bone Collector, Along Came Spider, and then the
paper's covering your face, boss.
Is it? Yeah. Well, I'll bring it down. And then the Saw series were all inspired by this movie. Well, they shamelessly ripped it off, including 2021's Little Things, starring Denzel Washington and Jared Leto. You probably didn't see that one either.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, but no, it's a shameless ripoff. But my favorite movie inspired by Se7en is 2022's Batman. I talked to The Batman with Robert Pattinson. I talked about that on our Dark Knight episode. So, call back,
That's actually pretty cool. I feel like I need to.
You've never seen The Batman?
No, I have not seen The Batman. No, I've only seen Robert Pattinson as the other Bat.
Twilight?
Have
you seen all of them?
All of them.
You've seen all the Twilights, but you haven't seen Se7en.
I have seen all Twilights, but I have not seen
You haven't
Seven.
seen Se7en, you haven't seen Scream.
I have seen Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse.
This is why this is perfect, folks, because I'm furious at this guy for the fact that we're on a movie podcast and he's just, it's okay. It's perfect.
I watch them with girls.
Yeah, that doesn't count as watching because you know what you're trying to do the entire time.
They were my sisters.
Oh. And? No, I'm fucking with you. No. If you're a guy and you're watching a movie like this with a girl, realistically, you're not paying attention to the movie, especially if we're cuddling. I'm trying to initiate it right away. I think we're all there with that one, right? Netflix and chill.
We're in agreement for Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
This is a Netflix.
Paramount Mount, Hulu and Hang. No, I'm dumb. All right. HBO Max. Blow out your backs.
All right. Let's wrap up the applause for show.
All right. Where I was when I first watched this movie, it would have had to have been on TNT. This is a TNT Hall of Famer. After I watched this movie, I immediately went and rented it from Family Video. Shout out to them. Rest in peace. It was always in the classic section of the movie theater, or not movie theater, of the video store. I'll never forget it. Fight Club, Dazed and Confused, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, you name it. Se7en was right there next to it, and as it should have been. And it would be blasphemy for me to bring up Family Video without shouting out their adult video section. The classic swinging door in the corner of the store. You were on camera, so if you went into the room, everybody who was in the store could see you in there. And they proudly displayed it that it faced the front of the store. And then I turned 18 and I went in there, and the first DVD that I saw in the porn section was a Jersey Shore parody. I mean, we used to be a proper country, folks. I mean, but yeah, it was it's one of those things where when you're younger, you think, wow, the porn section, I wonder what's in there. And then you go in there and you see it and experience it for yourself, and it's just nah.
I remember finding porn VHSs in my parents' house when I was younger.
Of course.
But like not of them. It was just like, ladies in leather. And stuff. And I was like, this is crazy. What is that? I never even watched them. I just looked at the covers.
Yep. We had a classic one called Hobnobbin that we found from one of our friends' parents, and that went triple platinum. We passed it around to each other's house. Hobnobbin.
Should we review that on the Patreon?
Hobnobbin? It was might have been Hobnobbin 5, so we might have to go through all of them. Our first Patreon episodes are 1 through 5 of Hobnobbin. Shout out to Stacy Valentine. Huge deal.
I'm in.
Yeah, we can do that. I love it. Rotten Tomatoes score 84%, and then the audience score is 95, which is definitely where it should be. That's crazy that this is only 84 on Rotten Tomatoes. Get your shit together, Rotten Tomatoes. Seven garnered middling test results and was not predicted to perform well due to its violent and mature nature. However, it grossed $327 million worldwide, becoming a sleeper hit and the seventh highest grossing film of the year, which is crazy, you know. Contemporary reviews were generally positive, praising the performances of the central cast and the ending. Se7en revitalized Fincher's career and helped Pitt move from roles based on his appearance to more serious, dramatic roles. You know, he was more of a character actor that was handsome. Some people still call him that, but yeah, it put Fincher on the map. Fincher had previously done Alien 3 and hated that experience. So, yeah, this put him on the map, and the rest is history. David Fincher is one of our greatest directors, greatest living and actively working living directors. So, what do you think about that?
I feel like I am just an uncultured swine, right?
That you
now.
are? Yeah,
Yeah.
you should feel like that, especially when you're in the presence of me, who's a cinema god.
I'm just like, I just can't believe. I think I've seen the other movies you mentioned. I'm pretty sure that he's directed.
Fincher, yeah, Fight Club.
Yeah,
you seen that?
Seen that.
The Social Network.
I think I watched that with a girl.
I'm doing that at some point in the future. Yeah. And for those of you, I know last week I probably teased that JD was going to be on this episode. I'm sorry that he's not. The schedules didn't work out, but he will be on in a couple weeks and probably will be on back-to-back episodes. So look forward to that. So sorry if you were tuning in to see handsome Prince JD Spets, but
do you think anyone would be interested in if we opened the lines? They could call in live on Monday for like a section.
I hate that idea.
Okay, well, let's just never do that.
No, I don't know. Maybe someday we'll get there. Okay. But for now, it's just me and you. All right.
Am I trapped in here with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking murder you. I'm trying to decide which seven deadly sin I'm gonna base it on. What's your favorite?
Oh man, easily lust.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
You're such a gooner. You're right. That is crazy. My boy's stroke game is insane. In the years since its release, the critical reception has been positive for Se7en. The film has inspired a number of TV series and films, like I said earlier, with its aesthetic, music, and premise. Its title sequence, which depicts the killer preparing for his actions in the film, is considered an important design innovation that sparked a renewed interest in title design. While the film's twist ending has been named one of the most shocking and unforgettable in cinematic history.
All right, describe it to me.
The ending?
Yeah.
I will in a fucking second. We're getting there. We'll get to it, okay? I mean, we're going down the line. Chill, all right? We're going to get there. Okay. All right, describe the ending. I can't believe you haven't seen this movie. And I'm going to spoil it too. That's what's even crazier. Oh yeah.
I love spoiling.
I guess
love being spoiled, bro.
I don't know why you'd click on this episode if you haven't seen the movie, considering it's been out for 30 years. But I guess I should say spoiler alert if you haven't seen Se7en. That's been out for, that's right, 30 years, folks. 30 years of Se7en. I just want to take a moment of silence for that. Lores or legends? What's in the box?
I mean, I know that.
What's in the fucking box?
I know that.
I don't know if this is the Mandela effect, but I swear when Morgan Freeman opens the box, you see Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Like, I swear I remember seeing matted blonde hair, but it's just a quick flash of her face before Brad Pitt, spoiler alert, shoots Kevin Spacey. Just before Detective Mills shoots John Doe, a single frame, which is 1/24th of a second, is flashes of Tracy's face approximately 2 hours into the movie. This brief flash may be the reason why many viewers claim that they remember seeing Tracy's head in the box, even though the contents of the box are never seen on screen, which is equally as effective, you know. But you do see when Morgan Freeman, I went back and like rewinded it like 2 or 3 times. You do see like you do see the plastic that the head is in when he opens the box real quick with the knife. But yeah, that's the ending of the movie. Is I'll just say it right now. Throughout the movie, obviously the killer is doing the 7 deadly sins, and Mills is about to retire. Somerset is about to retire, who's Morgan Freeman, who's the older detective. You know, the classic trope. This guy's about to retire, but he's got to do one more case. This movie probably started that trope, if not perfected it. And then throughout the movie, the 7 Deadly Sins, you don't know who the killer is. But then about an hour and a half into the movie, the killer reveals himself, and it's Kevin Spacey. And yeah, Kevin Spacey, folks.
Yikes.
Yikes is right, not our boss, but yeah, Kevin Spacey reveals himself after he's committed 5 of the murders. So they're like, well, he's got 2 more murders left. Why is he doing this? There's got to be something. And so he says that he wants Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman to drive him out to, they go to this secluded area, and a delivery van comes in and gives them the box. And what's in the fucking box? Brad Pitt's wife's head.
That's pretty gnarly.
Oh, dude, it's a crazy ending.
That's pretty fucking gnarly.
Because he is setting up the last 2 murders because he's jealous of Brad Pitt's life, and he wants him to complete by Brad Pitt killing John Doe. He completes the 7 Deadly Sins.
What's the last one by getting killed? That's Wrath.
Yeah.
That's Wrath.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, the guy.
And that's the twist ending. Is
it's
like,
almost like.
So if Brad Pitt doesn't kill John Doe, his masterpiece is not completed. But because he fucking kills Brad Pitt's wife, pregnant wife, you find out that she's pregnant too. Yeah. The summary of the movie gave that away. Yeah, dude, it's gnarly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
and this kicked off David Fincher's twist endings, because if you've seen Fight Club, you know that it has one of the greatest twist endings of all time too. And then what other movies did he do? Oh, yeah, I guess it was just these 2 back to back probably that he did the twist endings. I'm trying to think of other Fincher flicks off of my head. Panic Room did that have a twist ending? No, it didn't. I don't think it did. Yeah, but back to back movies of insane twist endings from the 90s that live on in pop culture. A fake head of Gwyneth Paltrow, which was created to be shown inside the box, was not used in the finished film. Instead, it ended up being used for an autopsy scene of Gwyneth Paltrow's character in the movie Contagion, some 16 years later in 2011. Screenwriter Eric Hesser, who wrote Lights Out in 2016 and Arrival in 2016, later cited this film as an effective example of the power of suggestion, you know, not seeing your head, but the implication. The biggest complaint about Seven was that the film showed Gwyneth Paltrow head in the box. Seven did not show her head in the box. It was left up to the imagination. Like I said, it's a Mandela effect. I swear when I was younger, I saw her fucking head in the box, but I didn't. It's like the Shazam, the movie that everyone thinks came out.
Literally, a quick shout out Richie Flo. Richie just posted that on his story. He was like, was it Shazam or Kazam? I remember a movie with a genie. Like, that's crazy.
We're in the Matrix, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We're in the Matrix. Absolutely in the Matrix. Let me take a little drink of coffee real quick. This is going to be sponsored by Starbucks. I just had a fucking brain fart.
Yo, shout out my boy bringing coffee today. But yeah, no, this movie sounds absolutely like, I think when people are, the new meme, when people are saying, oh, that's pure cinema. Have you seen people describe
yeah, they don't know what they're talking about unless they're talking about this movie.
Like, it sounds like this ending, I mean, like, the level of manipulation that, you know, Kevin Spacey's character has to commit to get a guy to commit wrath, the final sin. Like, what man do you push to transfer the curse? Like, you know, like the killer must also have, like, you know, he transfers kind of like the Joker.
Shut the fuck.
Well, no, it's kind of like the Joker.
Yeah, no,
right?
I agree. Yeah,
and
no,
it's gonna go on.
I guess I haven't went with this or said this detail yet. Kevin Spacey also, or John Doe in the movie, like, you see it in the title card, him like removing his own fingerprints. Yeah, he cauterized his own fingerprints.
Men in Black style.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a good call out. We're gonna do Men in Black too at some point. I love that fucking movie. Oh, you've seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. According to Morgan Freeman, he's never seen someone's head in a box, nor has he ever seen someone's reaction to finding a head in the box, so he wasn't completely satisfied with the way he reacted. But I kind of agree with that. I've never loved his reaction to it now that I think about it and now that I watched it again. But, like, how would you react to finding a fucking head in a box of someone that you know and they kind of developed a relationship? She reveals to Morgan Freeman's character that she's pregnant. She doesn't. It's in a dining scene in the middle of the movie. Like, Morgan Freeman comes over and has dinner with them, you know, at the beginning of the movie, and they have a bond. And then at some point, Gwyneth Paltrow, because her and Brad Pitt are alone in the city, she confides to Morgan Freeman that she's pregnant. And yeah,
I mean, I would too. That man, I trust
yeah.
that man.
And then John Doe does him the favor of getting rid of his problem, if you know what I mean. All right, sorry. What? I'm the bad guy here. We're in Texas. What are we, about 20 minutes in or so? 21. Yes, sir. The producers intended that Kevin Spacey should receive top billing at the start of the movie, but he insisted that his name not appear in the opening credits. So it was a surprise to the audience who the identity of the killer was, which is a genius move. That would have been so fucking dumb to be like, oh, Kevin Spacey's in this movie. Then throughout the whole movie, you're like, oh, I haven't seen him yet. He's got to be the killer. So it was a perfect surprise. To compensate, he is listed twice in the closing credits, once before the credits start rolling and once in the rolling credits. Another advantage from Spacey's point of view, as he saw it, was that he was excluded from the film's marketing during its release, meaning he didn't have to make any public appearances or do any interviews. That is pretty crazy. Yeah. But no, that's like you said, the power of cinema. You couldn't do this movie today because it would get ruined on social media immediately. I mean, like this new Scream 7 coming out, there's a bunch of surprises and shit. They keep announcing the cast, and I feel like they're ruining the movie when they do this. Like, this needs to be a surprise to people. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have twist endings anymore, or if they do, they're spoiled right away. So this is just an example of you couldn't really make this movie
thrillers thrilling again.
Make thrillers thrilling again. Make cinema great again.
Damn.
Yeah.
Merch coming soon.
Ooh. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Did you see that on the Crazy Conchas magazine? It says making Rainy crazy again. I'm like, right.
That's right.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're getting crazy out here.
Yeah. They don't make movies like this anymore, and yeah, it would have the twist would have gotten ruined. That's why I'm glad like movies like this and Fight Club. That's why when a movie comes out that I want to see, I go try to see it right away, because I've had a bunch of movies ruined on social media. For example, not that I was going to go see Star Wars The Force Awakens when it came out in like 2016, but fucking Han Solo's death, like when Harrison Ford dies, got ruined on Twitter for me. That was like the first clip that I saw. Just absolutely horrific.
I'm a Percy Jackson guy. I pretty much just don't give a fuck about Star Wars either.
Is Percy Jackson the fucking dragon shit?
No, Percy Jackson is the Greek mythology shit.
There's one movie, yeah.
It's a book series, though. And
I know, I remember that, and I never read them. It has potential to what?
Potential to chart, bro.
Oh, okay. I just want you to know. I want you to know. We're never doing Percy Jackson on this episode. Ever. Okay? Understood. Don't you ever bring it up again. You know what? Hurt. All right? Ever. I think, you're very convincing and very sweet, but don't you ever think you're going to convince me to do that shit, all right? What a good guy.
I could have been cast in that movie.
It's what?
Grover.
I've never seen that fucking movie. I'll be honest with you.
Mr. Sad, Mr. Whatever. Never. This is for a different time.
Different time? Yeah. Let's not ruin Se7en by talking about this bullshit movie, Percy Jackson. I'm sorry if it's my heart. Watch some real cinema. You want to talk about make cinema great again? We're fucking talking about one of the greatest movies of all time. Yeah, that's right. I said it, folks. Seven. Is this movie reboot proof? Yes. Don't fucking touch it. Don't even think about it. All right? Don't even go near it. All right? Is that determined? Are we on the same agreement here?
I mean, I trust you with my life.
Thanks, dog. Ditto.
Yeah. I mean, it's just from what you've described. I mean, I'd have to agree.
That what?
That it's reboot proof. Like, don't touch it. It's like it's
yeah.
perfect. Like, come up with something original.
I mean, yeah, just that. If you need any examples of it being rebooted, go look at the movies that they tried to just blatantly rip off. Like Morgan Freeman was in one, I think, like Along Came Spider. He's like, oh, I'll just do another Seven, and it was awful, from what I remember. I mean, we're not here to talk about that movie, we're here to talk about Seven. So obviously, one of them stood the test of time, and one of them didn't. So, what? I got an Instagram notification. What is it? Someone sliding in. Oh, lame. Fucking lame, dog. Yeah, like I said, this is reboot proof. Likes. I don't have any dislikes, so there's just going to be a lot of likes. I have one dislike, I guess, but it's unrelated to the movie, and I will talk about that after this. I think this is perfectly casted top to bottom, folks. Perfectly casted. A real who's who of the 90s, if you will. Like I said, it jump-started Brad Pitt's career. Morgan Freeman, we know him. They knew him. Kevin Spacey is unreal. I love the late reveal of him. Sorry, rather. I think that was perfectly executed. Brad Pitt gets better every rewatch to me. He's very nuanced, and it's a very physical performance, and he nails it. He does. He's a young buck. He gets after it.
You think we'd ever do like a Brad Pitt movie, like just
Hall of Fame?
Like, yeah, dang.
I would love to. Yeah, I could
just do over some actors. I feel like there's part of cinema that I'm now starting to understand is like the actors of the time. So like, depending how like, especially early in entertainment before social media, like those were our entertainers. Those were like we cared about celebrities, and like it's prolific for them, and like
celebrity was different then. Like, I mean, obviously most people know who Brad Pitt is, and they may not have seen any movies with him in it, and they could still know who he is. So that the level of celebrity, like you just established in the 90s especially, and even 2000s before social media, it's just different. You were on a whole nother level of fame, and he's been an A-lister since this movie. You could say before it, he was in Thelma Louise and True Romance and Interview with the Vampire, but this is what made him the actor who he is. So
all right, that's a definite. I'll have to watch this.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't seen it. It's legit. That's fine. We're past that. Yeah, you don't take a day off of work. You're insane. But yeah, this grimy look is David Fincher's signature, and I love that too. The chase scene with Brad Pitt and John Doe, especially the shot of Brad Pitt looking through the window as John Doe jumps the railing, incredible. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch it. And like I just said, the setting, Fincher's settings and cities are always so dark and rainy, and I love them. This is like a mix of LA and New York, and then Fight Club is like that too, a little Seattle for Fight Club, but he has like his own worlds and his own cities that just put you in that mood and setting. You're watching a David Fincher movie when it's on, so I love that. Yeah. Have you seen Zodiac? No. That was a Netflix, when like Netflix went to streaming, Zodiac was always on there, and that's a banger too. That has one of the most unsettling scenes in movie history. It's like in daylight, and normally when you're watching a horror movie, when it's daylight, you feel like you're at ease because all the horror usually happens at nighttime. But no, one of the most surreal horror scenes in movie history is in Zodiac, when broad daylight. It is unsettling, and there's like no sound or score intentionally. It's just like raw. Oh, dude.
The Foley artist was having a good time with some fruit.
Was that even captured on there?
I think so.
Yeah. The library scene with Morgan Freeman is so calming. It's just perfect cinema. Him printing out when you had to go to libraries to do research, use encyclopedias and shit. That's very 90s. This movie is very set in its way, but it still has aged perfectly. Yeah, you don't see people on their phones. Maybe that would have solved the mystery quicker if people had cell phones. You know, the John Doe killer. Maybe that would be interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, the Zodiac killer, like, that's what Zodiac's about, right? The Zodiac killer?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, what worst reveal
David
ever?
Fincher, like, immersed himself into the Zodiac case for years.
What the real life resolution to the Zodiac killer was some guy posted his, like, we know who the Zodiac killer is.
No.
Yeah, we do. Who's
You're
that?
thinking of someone else.
Really?
Yeah, you're thinking of a different guy.
Okay. Oh, maybe the Constellation Killer.
Which,
No, that's from a TV show.
yeah. True crime. Yeah, the Zodiac has never... They have an idea. They think it's somebody, and there is actually a Netflix thing that just came out. Yeah, it's like Arthur Lee Morgan, who in the movie as well, they like pretty much... You're like, oh, that is him, but it's never actually resolved. And that's one thing about the Zodiac movie that's so great is like there's never a resolution. It's just an unsolved. It's a gem, though. Jake Gyllenhaal is great in it. Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr. is absolutely breathtaking in that movie. Like, it's right before he got casted for Iron Man.
Ruffalo.
So
That's the Hulk?
that's the Hulk, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So you got Iron Man. You got Iron Man, the Hulk, and Mysterio. For you superhero nerds.
Marvel movie, what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah. I mean, damn near all of Hollywood has done superhero movies at this point, so it's hard not to. My only dislike is how freaky Kevin Spacey became in real life. That's my only dislike. That's the only thing that didn't age. Yeah. No, he's an insane actor. He is unreal how good of an actor he is. In every movie, in like American Beauty, he wasn't even acting because it's just him being a fucking creep. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you've never seen that. American Beauty, he has a crush on his daughter's high school friend, and like the whole movie is him just fantasizing about that.
That's super wrong.
It's super wrong because he was fantasizing about boys. Yeah, exactly.
Ew, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, Space Case, man. The old Space Meister.
I just want to be monetized. That's it. 5 fun facts from IMDb. I'm going to do 7 fun facts. Giggity. Fire. You already fucking know it. Brad Pitt fell while filming the scene in which Mills chases John Doe in the rain. Like I said earlier, that chase scene is incredible. Pitt's arm went through a car windshield, requiring surgery. The accident was worked into the script, which is why Brad Pitt has a cast in the second half of the movie. Coincidentally, the original script called for Detective Mills to be injured during the sequence, so the cast is real. What a fucking hunk.
Man, that's...
What's in the fucking box? Sorry.
That's what you wanted the gun for.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. We're going to watch that on YouTube before we film the skit, and you're going to fucking see it, all right? Alert, skit coming.
I just want everyone to know Austin
asked
me if I had a gun.
We're in Texas. That's like, I mean, am I crazy for that?
No, I'm just
you're a born and raised Texan. You should have a gun. It's crazier that you don't have one, actually. Am I wrong?
It's just not here. I just don't keep
No,
it
and
here.
you're a lover, not a fighter, so I'm sorry for that.
I'm a runner. I'm a track star.
Chill. Brad Pitt considers this to be one of the most perfect films he's ever made. Yeah, him and I think so much alike.
A Brad Pitt 10.
Yeah, if Brad thinks it's a 10, it's a fucking 20, okay?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Kevin Spacey is the antagonist. John Doe made his first appearance in the film as the photographer, taking pictures of Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman at the Sloth crime scene. If you pause the film when Pitt's character is slapping the camera out of his hand at around 54 minutes, you can clearly see that it's Kevin Spacey wearing a wig.
So that's the 54 minutes into this movie is the first time he makes an appearance?
Yeah, but it's like not... Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
I'll tell you. Can I just tell you the scene?
Always.
Yeah. It's it's after the sloth scene, which they find a fat dude, literally buried in a plate of spaghetti. It's revealed that John Doe put a gun to his head and made him eat himself to death. So it shows a huge fat dude who literally ate himself to death because he had a gun pointed to his head from John Doe. And at the scene when they're leaving, it's like a small New York apartment. You're to believe that it's in New York, wherever. There's no setting actually. And in the paparazzi comes, and that's Kevin Spacey taking a picture of them. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's like the right amount of time to like build up the reveal and build all the
yeah, and it's like a little foreshadowing because Morgan Freeman says to Brad Pitt, he's like, "Oh yeah, paparazzi, they pay to get here first, or they pay crooked cops in the precinct." And it's later revealed that John Doe, Kevin Spacey, he's like, "You wouldn't believe how easy it is to collect information from crooked cops." So yeah, dude, it's beautiful filmmaking. The makeup for the sloth victim took over 14 hours. Ooh. Yeah. Wild, right? What are you thinking?
I just want you to describe all the sins, but I know we don't do that here. We don't have to go over all this.
Well, I don't really. I'm trying to think of. Okay, the first one. I can try to go back and let me see. The first one is. I'm trying to think of the first one might be greed because it's a politician. I think the first one is greed, and then which one is, and then gluttony and sloth, lust, envy. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over them. You're just gonna have to watch the movie. The order that they go in. I should have been prepared for that, but you also could have watched the movie. So no, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
What happened to the politician? What happened?
Oh, how he kills him?
I don't care about the order. Just
yeah.
Just what happened? How did he serve justice?
Dude, that is insane. I was just about to say, even though he's probably one of the most horrifying and sadistic killers in cinematic history, John Doe isn't seen killing anyone on screen. You never see him kill anybody. It's just always the crime scene afterwards. So like Lust, he rigs a fucking knife dildo on this guy, and yeah.
Honestly, vagina knife?
Yeah. You never see it. Like, you just see a picture of like the fucking contraption that he made the guy wear, and the guy is freaking out at the crime scene. It's so effective. This scene is ingrained in history. Yeah. And then one of them is Pride. He kills a model by like cutting her nose off, and then he gives her a bunch of pills. He either says you can call 911 to get help, but you're going to be horribly disfigured for the rest of your life, or you can just kill yourself because you're never going to be beautiful again. And she kills herself out of pride. So that's one of the sins. I think. Man. Yeah, I'm trying to. There's one where there's a serial killer and they have a raid. What the fuck is that? Or wait. No, sloth. I'm sorry. Gluttony was the one where they force feed themselves, yeah. And sloth is he makes a guy, he like drugs a guy to be bedridden, like ties this guy to a bed, and like essentially just lets him rot away. Sloth. Yeah, that's the one that took 14 hours. Sorry for the confusion, folks. I know people at home are probably screaming that I mix those two up. But yeah, gluttony is the one where he makes the guy eat himself to death. Sloth is the 14-hour where they think they have John Doe's address, but it's really the sloth. They have they send the SWAT team over, and it's really a guy who's tied to the bed and fucking after the reveal, the doctor's like, this guy has been through the most pain and suffering any human being can go through, because the guy, tied him to a bed and just let him rot away.
Literally withered away.
And and John Doe took a picture of the guy at every stage, and like the SWAT team finds those Polaroids, so they you see what the guy looked like at the beginning, and then it's like just a skeleton essentially. It's a gnarly scene, dude.
Bro, David Fincher, bro, like to just come up with that, to come up with those scenes, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's a true crime junkie. He executive produced and created the show Mindhunter on Netflix, which should get another season. That show is great. And then he's obsessed with the Zodiac killings, and yeah, man. He's a gnarly director, and this is a gnarly fucking movie. Like I said, this is probably the most fucked up mainstream movie that's, in
30 years.
In the 30 years.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been more sadistic, and there's horror movies and torture porn and all that, but if you want something tasteful, this is the most mainstream fucking fucked up movie.
And I was going to bring that up earlier. I had the thought, like, I feel like horror movies today are like more graphic, and because people are looking for more like because we're like desensitized to like the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
But like to fill in the gaps of like, you see the aftermath and you're like, dude, the things that must have happened, like the thing that happens in your brain when you
exactly. The imagination is worse. The suggestion. Yeah, it's always
like you couldn't capture the disgusting acts that happened, and that's just like you have to imagine it, and you have to imagine it.
A movie we're gonna do in the future, the Blair Witch Project. Another example. You never see the witch, and you never see
That's the movie with the found footage style.
Yep,
Never seen it, but I know.
We're gonna do that probably YouTube. Around spooky season time. So, at exactly 7 minutes into the film, Mills gets a call that starts the 7 murders. With exactly 7 minutes left of the film, Somerset says to a distraught Mills, he will win, regarding John Doe. So, that's a little fun fact for you. The studio and producers remain uncomfortable with the dramatic ending and tried to have it rewritten several times, even after Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman threatened to quit if the original version wasn't filmed. The producers kept trying to soften the blow to appease them. An alternate version of the ending was filmed and storyboarded in, although the director and actors had little intention of ever filming it, only proving once again that studios don't know shit. What's in the fucking box? What's in the box? What's up? Yeah. Have you seen... So you've seen that meme. You just have never...
I've seen the meme. But it's also like up there where like, I didn't know where the meme what's in the bag and it says dead dove.
That's different.
Yeah, I know.
After we do the pod, we're gonna pull up the what's in the box scene to get in the mood for our sketch.
Okay.
All right. Hell yeah. Fire. It is fire. I fucking love this movie. Oh man, I thought we were gonna. It was gonna be longer, but I'm flying through this shit. I need to slow down. I'm just a professional. What do you want from me? You know what I mean? What other questions do you have about this fucking movie?
I mean, so I feel, first of all, thank you for putting me on one of the most prolific sounding scary. I don't know. This sounds like some good.
It's just a dark. It's you have to. You don't have to watch this at night, but I would suggest it because it's a darker film. Like like the setting is dark and just rainy. And another fun fact that I don't have, but I just remember reading it. For most of the movie, it's raining, and then once the killer is revealed, it's like sunny, which is weird. And Brad Pitt even said that to David Fincher. He's like, you realize that after we reveal John Doe, that everything gets sunny. And David Fincher says, yeah, that's unintentional. I would have had it raining the entire film if it fit in the budget. So David Fincher wanted it raining the whole time, which I don't think the final scene would have been as effective if it was raining and shit. I think it's perfect the way it is. So
it's another one of those in broad daylight, surreal, like.
Oh, the ending is in broad daylight. It's literally out in the open. It's cinema, baby. That's all I'm gonna say. It's absolute cinema.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have I don't have any questions, but like, I'm just like, is it? What's the question? Is it a cult class or? That's what I'm about to do. Yeah. Okay. That's my question.
An absolute classic. It's untouchable. From the get go, it was a classic. I mean, it was like I said earlier, it was a sleeper hit, even though it was in the top 10 grossing movies of the year that it came out. Like Fight Club as well. Fight Club is more of a cult, I would say, just because it got so much hate coming out, but this one immediately got praise. So, classic. Absolute classic. 30 years. 30 years of Seven. In 2002, New Line Cinema proposed a sequel called 8 that would have been based on a repurposed spec script about a psychic serial killer who is pursued by a similarly psychic detective, Somerset. No.
Sold.
What?
Sold.
The idea was abandoned after principal cast and crew, including Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, expressed no intention to return for a sequel. And David Fincher said, I would be less interested in that than I would be having cigarettes put out in my eyes. So, yeah, they are never going to touch this movie again, even though that script was made into the standalone thriller named Solace, which was a critical and commercial failure. So, I've never seen that movie. I didn't know Solace was a thing. That's what happens when you try to fucking touch a classic like that.
I'm going to watch Solace.
No, you're not.
I'm going to watch Solace.
No. Don't watch Solace. Watch Seven. And then you're going to be like, wow, thank you for never making a sequel again to this, because it's a perfect movie, baby. Perfect. All right? All right. All right. Yeah, this I think this might be on HBO Max, but this is always on some streaming service, and this movie I wouldn't say jump-started the true crime craze, because that didn't start till, 5-10 years ago with all this Netflix and shit, but people definitely talk about this movie when they're making true crime shit, so for them to make something a thriller and leave Seven out of it would be blasphemy. Like I said, Batman was a Batman movie with Seven. The Riddler is John Doe, essentially. Yeah, dude, you got to watch the Batman. It's
The Riddler?
The Riddler.
Who plays the Riddler?
The Riddler is fuck is his name? Bitch.
Jim Carrey?
No, that's in Batman Forever. His name, who is? I'll look it up. Jamie, look it up for me. No, I'm fucking with you. I got it. Or don't. The Batman. It's gonna make me mad because I know that actor. Oh, who is it? Fuck. No, I can't type. The Riddler is played by Paul Dano. God damn it. Yeah, Paul Dano.
Shout out, Paul Dano.
You know Paul Dano?
No.
This guy? You know him if you've seen him.
Nope.
No? Okay. Yeah, he's exceptional. He's the Riddler. But my problem with that is just like I said this in The Dark Knight. Once it's revealed that he's in it, he kind of does the zany, I'm going to put a Joker performance on. But that's neither here nor there, and we're not talking about that movie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I yelled at you like that. I watched a podcast. Do you know, while we're on the topic of serial killers, have you seen the Tom Segura, Garth Brooks shit?
No.
Tom Segura and his wife, Christina P., they accused Garth Brooks of being a serial killer like a while ago, and then someone did a deep dive on like every tour that he makes. Someone goes missing or is murdered the night he's there. Like they have a bunch of, which is just a pure coincidence because he's performing in major cities where obviously murders and missing people happen every day. But Garth Brooks is pretty suspicious, and it makes me want to accuse a celebrity being a serial killer, and then we're just going to run with that. Who do you think we should accuse of being a serial killer off the top of your head?
Aziz Ansari.
Aziz Ansari? Okay. I was thinking Tom Cruise, but I feel like that might be too obvious.
That is, I think that might have happened.
That what? He's a serial killer?
What? Yes.
Yeah. That one's too easy?
That was too easy.
Okay. Fuck, we got to have like an ongoing thing like they have with Garth Brooks.
Okay, well,
I wrote this down last week.
What's that? Answer in the comments. Who?
Yeah. The fucked up thing is I wrote this down last week and was going to have an answer prepared and just, I couldn't think of one. Like, next week though, I was assessing my movie list of movies I want to do, and I realized that I don't have a lot of new movies. Like nothing after 2019 comes to mind, and like that makes me sad. And honestly, after 2013, there's maybe 5 or 10 movies outside of horror that I really love. Cinema just isn't the same as it was.
The year cinema died, R.I.P. Cinema 2019.
I'm gonna have to look at a list and go through because JD and I already did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that came out in 2019. 2019 was probably obviously before the pandemic was the last good year of movies. Yeah, the pandemic really fucked Hollywood over. What else do we got? Yeah, I think next week we're gonna do This Is the End.
I've seen that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I know of it.
I was thinking about doing Tropic Thunder, but I don't. Yeah, that's a classic too. But I'm gonna do that one later. It pisses me off because JD and I, before we ended the movie podcast, we were gonna do Tropic Thunder, and I had notes on it, like a bunch of notes, because obviously we were gonna do the episode, so I had watched it, and then I deleted those notes, and they're gone forever. So.
It was like your Dead Sea Scrolls, man.
Dead Sea Scrolls is correct. That's a tongue twister. Dead Sea Scrolls 7, 1995. Yeah, I think that's it, folks. Let me think if I have anything else. No, do you have anything else?
No, just
you wait. You wait a second. No, fuck. Well, go ahead.
I got nothing.
I
got nothing. Just shout out all my people out there, man.
Yeah, make sure you're liking and subscribing. Tell your friends. We're getting 100 views a week, folks.
Yeah, who are you 100 people? You're tuning in for the first 5 minutes. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we love it.
If you make it to this end, just know you're a real one.
Listen, folks, I don't know what you want from me, all right? This is a movie podcast. I'm trying to do my best here, all right? Just tell your fucking friends. That's all right? That's how this shit builds. We're eventually, if we have the following, we're going to do a Patreon eventually to where we watch movies and you watch with us, Going to get some merch. I don't know, dude. We got a lot of big ideas. So please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Go watch Se7en. And then, go watch This Is the End, prep for next week. Like I said, JD will be on. I think in 2 weeks, we're going to do The Departed. And then in 3 weeks, we're going to have the movie Heat, which also came out in 1995. So we got a lot of movies. Which one of those have you seen?
Neither.
You?
The Departed is the one with the 2 scary girls?
No.
The 2 twins in the hallway?
No, that's The Shining. You piece of shit.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, God.
All right.
No, we're not leaving it there. We're not ending on that fucking shit. Yeah, we're going to do a sketch, and I did ask for a gun now that Radu has just revealed that he got The Departed and The Shining mixed up. I wish we did have a gun so I could fucking shoot you. But thank you, folks. Make sure you are liking and subscribing. And one last thing, don't you ever.
Don't you fucking ever.
Thank you, folks.